So the formalities are over. 80 minutes of action awaits. Round 20, we're in the business end of the season now. Have Rovers got the energy? Just that short turnaround from the game in the south of France. They've kicked off. Lomax is underneath it. And the first drive in of the evening is by Anthony Lafranchi. He's grounded 12 metres from his own line. Roby goes centre field to Pulatua. Rovers are there in numbers. Jordan Cox, Con Mika. Hicks takes the Robins back a decent 10. The ball back on the inside was by Paul Wellens to Willie Manu. And the ball's coming away of the Robins. It's Graham Horn in possession, so an early mistake from the Saints. Just over half a minute played and Rovers already are in the danger zone of St Helens. Adam Walker charges in. 3 men hold him up, but this is where Dobson and Burns will want to get into the action. A strong drive from Con Mika. He's grounded just 6 metres shy of that try line. A couple of metres to the left-hand side of the post. Burns, the link with Dobson. Eden is being shown the touchline. A possibility of a Shepherd had Eden tried to put that pass away, so perhaps the sensible option from the young fullback. Good drive from Jordan Cox, carries Rovers back just a few metres from that try line. Will it be an early score for the Robins? Burns puts the kick in, it's bouncing around, it's squirming around, and the ball has been lost, and it's a 20-metre restart for the Saints, so that early mistake goes unpunished. They've defended their first real set of any note, and Rovers have come away with the scoreboard intact at 0-0. The Saints fans appealing for the penalty there was once again Pulatua takes the fight to the Rovers defensive line. Roby with the switch, Wilkin, ball on the inside. Saints met 10 metres inside their own half. Roby once again, just a short, sharp pass to his right-hand shoulder where Lafranchi was the ball carrier. The tackles came in from Walker, Payer and Mika. Here's the kick downfield, left-footed, it was by Wilkin. It will bounce nicely for Eden, who elects though just to use his feet, and then he takes a big challenge 11 metres out from his own line. This is where the game could be won or lost. Which side can control their exit sets, march the opponents downfield and put pressure on in their opponent's half. Short pass, Rovers still inside their own danger zone. Hodgson looks to his left, long ball finds Corey Patterson. He's immediately wrapped up by the tackle of Howard from 2 Saints teammates coming to assist. Hodgson was signalling left but went right to Mika, who takes a crunching tackle. That really was a cruncher as well, and he stayed down as Con Mika. Burns needs to get the kick away, he's just dinked it ahead. It's bouncing around, and it's an offside against Rovers. Travis Burns is furious with Josh Hodgson. Surely if that was the play, a call should have been made. Just looking down, Con Mika still looks slightly shaken, so Saints may target him in this set of 6. He's defending directly in the centre of the field. Here comes Wellens now. They're moving the ball through the hands. Wilkin just palms it into the midriff of Lafranchi. 24 metres out, centre field. Roby scoots, short pass to Wilkin. Wellens has created an overlap. Lomax has fed Francis Melly over on that far side. He gets the ball in field to Josh Jones. Willie Manu takes the tackle. Only 6 metres from the Rovers line. Real pressure for the Robins on this set. Saints keeping the ball alive. Great hit from Hodgson. Absolutely cleaned out Jordan Turner then. Roby's got them moving forward once again though with Wilkin. How many tackles remain? There must be 1 at least, maybe 2. That's a loose pass, picks up by Jordan Turner. Craig Hall with the defensive read, and the ball back to the young man Tommy Makinson, and the tackle was made. Oh, there's a shimmy, it's a power play. and Rovers have defended it. Not the best option from Gareth O'Brien, the man on loan from Warrington. Perhaps should have promoted the ball, but went for glory, and Rovers managed to close him down. Here's Mickey Payer now. Good strong ball carry from the Rovers front row man. Hodgson's there once again. In comes Adam Walker at pace, met by the two-man tackle. Tries to shrug off Roby but can't do so. Eventually went down under the tackle of Pulatua and Wilkin. Burns promotes the ball again. Graham Horn has put it wide to Alex Brown. It was touched by a Saints man, so the tackle count's been wiped. That's good news for the Robins because it will enable them to fight their way up the field. They're trying to do so now with Jordan Cox. Here's Mika, good ball finds Dobson. Rovers putting the ball through the hands. Good step from Patterson. He almost beat the tackle of Jordan Turner, but the former Hull man came back and closed the move down. Payer up the middle. We're into Saints half once again by 16 metres, and that's a good penalty going against the home side as far as the Robins are concerned. Dobson will look for touch, and Rovers will be attacking inside the Saints 20 for the second time in this game. We have played just over 6 minutes. Fairly even start, no points on the board, but Rovers with a great chance to do something now. Patterson goes himself into the three-man tackle, good leg drive. Josh Hodgson there, it's a slow play of the ball. Dobson, drop-off pass, finds Walker. Walker, his head is rocked back in the tackle. Hodgson will move the ball to the open side. Dobson links up the play to Burns. He goes himself. Can he get it down? He's held up, and it's a penalty for offside. Boos from the home side. They're not happy with the decision of Robert Hicks. There was half a chance for the Rovers standoff then. He went himself. Saints have thrown the ball away. And he's given the try. He's given the try. And Travis Burns has given Rovers the lead. Well, there was no signal, there was no indication that that was going to be given. But the touch judge, the in-goal judge, has said that Travis Burns did enough. And Rovers lead by 4 points to 0. Well, real confusion then, but Robert Hicks gives the signal, and Rovers have got into an early lead just as they did last week in the south of France. This is a kickable one for Dobson. Good side for the left-footed kicker, only around 5-6 metres or so to the right-hand side of the uprights. And that's a positive start for Rovers. Penalties conceded by Saints, and Rovers made them pay. Dobson left-footed puts Rovers into the lead by 6 points to 0. Well, that's put the Rovers fans in good voice. Against the Saints, you need to stay in the arm wrestle, so if you can post points, that's all well and good. Here's Mickey Payer now from the restart. Runs into the tackle of Wilkin. Wrestle to the floor eventually. Here's Alex Brown just coming in trying to take some work off his forwards. Rovers though are still only 21 metres away from their own line. Mika looks as though he's recovered from that earlier knock. He makes around 8 metres or so, plays the ball. Hodgson finds Dobson quickly, ball back on the inside. Big shot goes in on Patterson. A big ooh went up from the crowd, but Stuart Howarth wasn't messing around. Adam Walker then nearly capitalising on a slip from Anthony Lafranchi. There's Burns at pace, he's dinked it through. It's picked up by Greg Eden. It's kicked for the touchline. Alex Brown, has he got the power and the pace? He has! Alex Brown's in for the Robins. Try number 2. It's back-to-back tries. And the 9th minute, Hull Kingston Rovers lead by 10 points to 0. That was superb. Great vision from Burns. Great chase from Eden. A fantastic side-footed kick. And Alex Brown, he got the ball into his hands safely. And he's crashed over in the right-hand corner. Brilliant start for Rovers. Travis Burns really is showing what a quality player he is. He had a slow start to his Robins career through suspension and injuries, but in the last month, 5 weeks or so, he has been absolutely fantastic, and the side are really feeding off him. Dobson is lining up his second conversion attempt of the evening. It's a difficult one. He's virtually on the touchline. 20 metres distance from the posts. Narrow angle, but this is the kind of area Dobson kicks one against the Catalans. But the Saints fans are the ones cheering as that one hasn't hit its target. But with just over 10 minutes played, the Robins lead this game by 10 points to 0. Long way to go in this game, but the starts go. Rovers couldn't have made a better one. Once again, a safe exit set is what's required here. If you control the ball and get your kicks away, you restrict the time that Saints have the ball in their hands, and well, we know for a quality side they will create. So starve them of possession. That's got to be the key to victory. Cox has taken Rovers to within 9 metres of halfway. Mika, good shot goes in, but he spins and makes another metre or so forward. Dobson will look for the kick. Left-footed. It's off the outside of his boot. Lomax pouches it 10 metres from his own line. Dangerous runner. Craig Hall, though, makes the tackle. Still inside the Saints' 20 metre zone. Turner runs at Adam Walker, but there was 3 Rovers defenders there to make the tackle. Tommy Makinson, centre field, still inside Saints half. It's with Tony Pulatua. These big Saints men looking to drive Rovers downfield and create space for their halfbacks. The kick may well sail out on the full. It does indeed. Gareth O'Brien, the guilty party, so that's great news for Rovers. They'll get head and feed at this scrum, 5 metres inside Saints territory, and the opportunity to build some pressure once again. Exactly 13 minutes played. Robert Hicks just talking to both sets of players. Dobson will feed the scrum. Rovers come short side. It's with Craig Hall. Tries to use his feet. He's lost the ball. Play on, says Robert Hicks. I think Rovers very, very lucky to get that decision. He got no assistance from his touch judge. Hodgson, short pass finds Walker. He spins away from Turner, who's gone down in a heap. Hodgson looks for Dobson now. Rovers piling on the pressure. Burns puts the kick in. Alex Brown's with the chase. And Saints have grounded it in the goal area. And it's a repeat set for this Hull Kingston Rovers side, who are playing extremely well at this moment in time. They are controlling this game in the halfbacks. The forwards are working hard, and more importantly, they are respecting possession. timekeeper was stopped momentarily. Lomax with the restart. It's collected by Eden. He palms it infield to Mickey Payer. Payer met by a whole host of red and white shirts. But Rovers are in Saints half once again. Dobson just dropped off pass to Walker. He shrugs off the first tackle of Howarth. Howarth came in again, assisted by Tony Pulatua. Dobson looks for Burns. He's the man this evening. Eden, that early kick again. It's gone loose. As Alex Brown got it down. Knock on, says Rob Hicks. And cheers from the Saints fans. Well, ironic cheers, but they must be relieved. They must be relieved because Alex Brown was hunting his second of the evening, and this early kick in behind the Saints defence is causing the home side all sorts of problems. Saints fans trying to lift their side. They have possession, but they're only 8 metres from their own try line. Can Rovers force the mistake? It's with LaFranchi. 4 Rovers defenders are there. Good enthusiasm, good defensive intensity. Roby drop off pass to Wilkin. Wilkin ducks his head, tries to go through 2 defenders. Patterson was having none of it. There's the big man, Alex Walmsley. That's an early change by Nathan Brown. And the penalty goes the way of St Helens against Con Meeker for hands in. At the play the ball, that's silly from Con. Rovers really were dominating Saints. But that's gifted them a good 20-30 metre gain upfield with a kick to touch, and they have ball in hand inside Rovers territory now. It's with Walmsley. He's a giant of a man from Batley Bulldogs. Having a disagreement with Adam Walker. Adam Walker sensibly walks away, and Rovers should get the penalty here. Alex Walmsley raised his hands. Adam Walker was having none of it. What's the decision of Rob Hicks? Ridiculous. Well, he's given interference. Walmsley should have just played the ball. So Rovers really do have some defending to do now. A full set of 6 for St Helens. That's gone loose, and Rovers have got it. And well, there's shenanigans. Both sets of players are running in. The clock is still ticking away. Surely this will be Rovers' possession. And was it Paul Wellens, the man being dragged away from Saints? Robert Hicks stops the clock with 17 minutes played. Still Rovers lead by 10 points, and surely this penalty will go the way of Hull Kingston Rovers. All 3 officials just having a chat. 20 metres out from the Robbins line. Well, what's happening here? There's a sin bin in for Paul Wellens. 10 minutes in the bin, and he shows some more indiscipline. Well, if he's going to carry on, send him off. Produce the red, get rid of him. And there's a Rovers player being sent to the bin. It may well be Travis Burns. Well, for me, all Travis did then was drop on the ball, and then Wellens wouldn't clear the play the ball. So perhaps it's Robert Hicks' way of trying to calm the game down. Rovers have lost the man who's been their real star player in the opening 17 minutes. That could be a bigger blow for Rovers than it is the Saints. The penalty has gone Rovers' way. Both sides are down to 12. and both standoffs are in the sin bin. Now play goes back underway. It's Rovers looking to get back into St Helens half of the field. Graham Horn plays the ball. Mika shimmies, goes himself. Saints starting to fly into the ball carrier's face. They're not very happy with the way they've started this game. Dobson has got Patterson on his shoulder. That was touched by a Saints man, and Eden's going in! Eden's going in! And Rovers lead by 14 points to nil. Great try from the Robins. It was touched by a Saints hand. Greg Eden played to the whistle, and he dives over, and Hull Kingston Rovers are on fire in this game. 3 tries in the opening 20 minutes. Dobson with his third conversion to come. Good refereeing from Robert Hicks. He clearly saw that it was touched by Saints. And Eden puts Rovers 14-0 to the good. Good work by Corey Patterson as well. He kept his composure. Good break from the big man, and Greg Eden, he's been in magical form. He's been in good form all season. He does make the odd mistake, but he's a young man, and when he produces magic, it's worth the admission money alone. Dobson now looking to put Rovers 16 points into the lead. He does so. That one's directly between the uprights, and the St Helens fans are absolutely stunned. So Saints once again have to restart. The ball drops off the kicking tee. Still 20 minutes 51 seconds remaining in this first half, so just approaching the first quarter played. The restart leaves the boots. It's underneath it are the Robins. It's Greg Eden who feels the ball inside to Nicky Payer. Important that Rovers don't lose possession in this area of the field. Also worth mentioning, that was a high shot. Alex Brown almost loses his head then, but nothing done by Rob Hicks. Josh Hodgson powers forward, not being allowed to gain his feet quickly. Rovers once again punching holes on the fringes of this Saints defence. They're only 9 metres from halfway. Payer once again runs into the formidable tackle of Roby and Walmsley. On the last, says Rob Hicks. Dobson left-footed kick. Drills it downfield, not the best. Makinson takes it. He's got room in which to manoeuvre. Graham Horn's there to make the tackle, and Rovers will hunt the mistake once again. Another change from the Saints. On comes big Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook. He replaces Anthony LaFranchi. Rovers once again defending their line. Saints looking to cross halfway. There's a loose one. It's play on, and Craig Hall's got it. He just needs to keep hold of possession. And once again, Saints guilty of squandering cheap possession to the Robins. Nicky Payer, well, he only just received that ball, and there were 3 Saints defenders on him in a flash, not sure they were onside. Rovers not bothered, they've still got tackles in the bank. Conmika goes down midway inside the Saints half. Can Rovers create the break? Can they bust the tackle? There's an offload, it's bounced nicely for Greg Eden. Eden tries to run over the top of the Saints defenders, but two men bring him down. Cox is there, feeds it back in field. Mika up the middle. Rovers edging the way towards that Saints 20 once again. Are we in dreamland if Rovers get their fourth try? Makinson's got to be careful with that one. The bounce beats everybody and Rovers need to get back. And they've got back as a defensive unit before Saints could play that ball. We are now coming up to 22 minutes played. 16-0, that Robins lead. Three fantastic tries to Travis Burns, Alex Brown and Greg Eden. But Saints, they know they're not out of this game yet. And with penalties conceded like that, Rovers may be in danger of gifting Saints their first point of the evening, because they will kick to touch and they will have a set deep inside Rovers territory. Rovers are about to bring on Ivan Tumavave and Richard Beaumont. May well be Mickey Payer and Adam Walker perhaps, or Jordan Cox, who will leave the field. Oh, that was a bone cruncher from Corey Patterson. The Saints ball carrier felt that one. Here comes the big number 25, Alex Walmsley once again. Rovers on the back foot. That spells danger because Roby has spotted a gap. Closed down, but applause from the Saints fans. They're starting to raise the noise levels. Wilkin farms the ball out to O'Brien. He took a big shot. That was a strange pass, but it's come up for Jordan Turner. Turner goes down under the tackle of Mika, and Dobson was the man to complete it. Penalty against the Robins. Laid on too long, the Rovers skipper. Still Rovers waiting to bring the two subs on. This is danger though, because in these wet conditions it's so easy to scoot over. And there's another penalty, a real schmozzle at the play of the ball. Roby needs to be watched here. He may go himself. He hasn't. He's popped it short to big Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook. He's held on his back over the try line. Saints will have to go back 10 metres. But Rovers are under the cosh at this moment in time, defending this 16-point lead with 16 first half minutes remaining. Saints now going through the moves. O'Brien takes a good shot. Rovers need reinforcements over on that right-hand side. That's the way Roby's gone. Oh, good read from the Rovers defence. They tried the crash ball, did the Saints. They'll go for it again, will they? No, they've opened it up to Wilkin. Kicking behind, maybe too strong. It is. Cheers from the Rovers fans. David Hodgson may well have been there in any account. And Rovers can breathe a sigh of relief as that spell of pressure momentarily comes to a halt. Adam Walker and Mickey Payer are the two men to leave the field for Rovers as Josh Hodgson scoots away, tries to shrug off Francis Melly. Great work from the Rovers number 9. Just see the physio Ros running on, just going to have a look to see who she goes to. It's Greg Eden she's having a word with, but Greg says I'm okay. She has a word with Con Mika and he is also okay. Dobson wants a runner. Greg Eden, good ball. Oh, David Hodgson puts it down and Saints with the counter. Not sure that was the play then, and in these wet conditions it's hard as Roby has to take that tackle in centre field. But Rovers for the first time really in this game not respecting possession then. Will it cost them points? Hopefully not. But Saints have the ball 40 metres out. It's with McCarthy Scarsbrook. 2 up top, 1 down below. Textbook tackling from the Robins. Quick fire ball. O'Brien at pace. Pressure. It's gone backwards. Josh Jones is wrapped up by 3 Rovers defenders. Good work there from Richard Beaumont. Saints again with the kick over the top. Hodgson and Eden need to make a decision. The decision is made for them. 20 metre restart. And Rovers still lead by those 16 points. If Rovers can get the next score without Saints registering, Saints may just start to panic in this game. Alex Brown picks up, takes a big shot from Howarth, spins away though, earns himself another couple of metres. Keil Carlisle's on, there he is, just goes short and left to Craig Hall. Hall sucks in 3 defenders, eventually turned onto his back. Rovers though are approaching that halfway line. It's with Ivan Tumavave, great footwork then. So the ball's come out and it's been lost. Frustration for Ivan Tumavave. Frustration for Craig Sandercock also. To my right hand side. Saints just starting to get a foothold in this game. You do sense that they need a score before half time. There's 12 and a half minutes remaining in it. Lomax has created an overlap. Josh Jones feeds. Francis Melly is a powerful man, but Rovers had shuffled across. Travis Burns is back out there, as is Paul Wellens. It's with Willie Manu. Manu with that customary strength of his. He plays it to Roby. Roby's looking for a gap. Drop off finds Wilkins. Short pass, but the Saints man had nowhere to go. Tumavave looking to make up for that error of his. And now that's a mistake from Saints. It's the free play. Rovers haven't made any ground. There's no advantage, Robert Hicks. There's no advantage, but he's telling Rovers to play on. Oh, big shot from Jordan Turner. Rovers need a big forward now. Richard Beaumont puts his hand up. Tumavave needs a safe carry this time. His head was rocked back by the tackle of Wilkin, but he held on to the ball, the Rovers substitute. Good ball, finds Hall. Hall looking for support, can't get the ball away. Rovers just 2 tackles remaining in this set. Saints are all offside as Beaumont runs into a high shot from Wilkin. The Rovers players appealed, but Rob Hicks said and did nothing. Dobson under pressure, gets the kick away. It's spinning towards the touchline, it bounces back in. Lomax picks up, he offloads to Makinson, but Dobson and Beaumont claim the ball carrier midway inside the Saints half. Just under 11 minutes remaining as Rovers are pinged for offside. With all this weight of possession going against the Robins in the last 10 minutes, Saints surely at some point are going to have a say on the scoreboard. Back on comes Tony Pulatua. He's replaced Alex Walmsley, and that's a knock-on. Great defence from Rovers. Keil Carlisle and Corey Patterson take a bow. They forced a mistake on tackle number 1. So Dobson puts the ball into the base. Rovers trying to catch Saints napping. That was great play. Earned 10 metres through that drive of Graham Horn. Here's Josh Hodgson, moved into the second row with the introduction of Keil Carlisle. May well be Jordan Cox currently on the bench. Dobson shimmies, goes himself, wrapped up 11 metres inside Saints half. Keil Carlisle with a lazy offload there. He does a gap for Keil then, and he just hung on and got himself. The gap had opened up. Crisp pass this time finds Dobson. There's that kick. Was it played at? No, says Rob Hicks. 5th tackle, so Travis Burns shoots into the ball receiver position. It's with Travis now. is kicked for the corner. Will it stay in? No, is the answer. But Rovers will set up the defensive line 30 metres out from the Saints try line, and as we're into the final 10 minutes of this first half, they are still 3 tries and 2 conversions to the good. That's 16 points to 0. Wilkin puts on a burst of pace. Grounded, still inside his own half of the field. Rovers' discipline needs to be good. Josh Jones just scoots, only makes around 2 or 3 metres. Here come the Saints down the middle of the field with the big giant man, Tony Pullatua. But Rovers are watching him closely so far, and it was Rovers' big man Corey Patterson that made the tackle. O'Brien this time spins away from Patterson, but Dobson and Timavave are there, and Saints are on the last tackle. Roby looks for Lomax. They're going to play the power play, are they? No, they've gone to the sky. This is a real tester for Eden. Oh, well played, Greg Eden. Couches it safely and returns the ball safely. That's exactly what you need in these wet conditions. Dummy runner was Alex Brown, and it's the other wingman, David Hodgson, who takes the first tackle of this set. Here is Brown, runs at McCarthy Scarsbrook. Wrestled to the floor is the Rovers right wingman. Slow play the ball, but Rovers won't care. They've got possession. Here's Burns. Oh, that's a poor knock on. Still 15 metres inside Rovers' half. It was Jordan Cox over on the left edge who was the man who made the mistake, was it? It was indeed. Joe Greenwood wearing 24s just come on for Saints, and this is a big ask now to keep the Saints out. 7 minutes remaining in this first half. Wilkin delays the ball. Dummy runner. Lomax skips away, comes back inside, offloads. Rovers needs to keep the shape. Roby needs to be grounded, and he is eventually by the tackle of Craig Hall and Richard Beaumont. They've come to the right hand side of the Saints. Jordan Turner met by the 2-man tackle. Hodgson and Dobson were the men, but Saints are knocking on the door. That's touched Josh Hodgson's boots, and I think it's Keil Carlisle who's got hold of the ball for Rovers. It is indeed probably the smallest man on the field. Keil Carlisle enabled him to get to ground and get possession back for his side. A moment of silence descends on the stadium. Rovers still have possession. They have silenced the home fans. That's a good sign. Timavave, offload to Dobson. Dobson runs at the Saints defensive line on the last tackle. Surely Travis Burns needs to get ball in hand. In fact, Hodgson just kicks deep from the ruck area. Melly in open space will have a charge back in, but Burns is there to meet him, as was Beaumont. Wilkin now trying to get Saints moving forward. Shrugging off the tackles is Willie Manu. Manu goes to ground just a few metres inside the Robins half. Just under 5.5 minutes remaining in this first half. Still that 16 points to 0 lead for Craig Sandercock's men. Ivan Timavave not in the defensive line, and he looks as though he's struggling. If Saints spot him here, Rovers could be in problems. That was an awfully slow play the ball, and eventually Rob Hicks has penalised Keil Carlisle. Roby just has a chat with his teammates and sets Louis McCarthy-Sarsbrook on his way. Can Rovers force another mistake from the ball carrier? Wilkin, short pass, that's gone forward. That's gone forward, and it's gone into Rovers' hands. What's the decision of Rob Hicks? Well, it's play on, and Jordan Cox will take the tackle. And if Saints continue to cough up possession in the way they have done in this first half, Rovers may well be on the way to a famous victory. A penalty here for Rovers would be good. It would take them into Saints' half, and it would take them towards half-time. Great ball from Patterson. Craig Hall just couldn't escape the tackle of O'Brien. Here is Corey once again, feeds Richard Beaumont. He runs at the heart of the Saints defence, grounded by McCarthy, Scarsbrook and Roby. Tumavave fights his way to halfway. Fifth and last, says Robert Hicks. Dobson options, puts the kick in left-footed, skips up from Johnny Lomax, still inside his own 20. Dangerous pass, and Rovers make the tackle. 22 out from the Saints posts. The message has to go down here: keep your line intact for the remainder of this first half. Do not concede a try that will lift the Saints' confidence. Manu has lost the ball. That's great news for Rovers. Not so great if you're a home supporter. The Saints fans are sat in absolute silence now. They just cannot believe what they're seeing. Still the clock ticks away. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Rovers have to complete this set safely and get Saints down into their own 20-metre zone. It's with Alex Brown. He drives in and eventually is turned and tackled. Carlisle's there, centre field. Goes short to Beaumont. Beaumont just drives his legs forward, turned onto his back by the combination of the two-man tackle. Here's big man Corey Patterson, spins away from one, can't beat the second tackler. Greenwood is around his knees, but Rovers are doing everything that they need to do in this set. Dobson with the link to Burns. Had Travis just held on, the gap was opening up for him to have a dart through, but he promoted the ball and Rovers are in Saints 20 once again. Hodgson linked to Dobson, on the shoulder is Eden, palm over the side by Corey Patterson, goes forward, says Rob Hicks. The scrum will go the way of the Saints with 1 minute 38 remaining in this first half. The sides are yet to pack down, so Rovers, perhaps with just one set to defend, to go into the half-time interval at 16 points to nil. O'Brien feeds the scrum. Saints inside their own 20. This is where Rovers need to keep them. Oh, silly penalty. Silly penalty. Saints will waste no time kicking into touch. And they'll get up towards halfway, will they? No, they won't. They haven't found touch, and David Hodgson has got the ball for Hulkingston Rovers. We have 60 seconds of this first half remaining. And if Rovers can just keep possession, they will take a good lead to half-time. Carlisle, centre field, finds Beaumont. Big shots go in from the Saints defenders. Can Rovers pinch one in the final seconds of this first half? Oh, that's a poor ball. It's gone to ground. Rovers need to take shape. Turner runs at Hall. Hall does well, and Corey Patterson drives the former Hull centre into the turf. No line breaks, Rovers. Keep them down here. Johnny Lomax. I think we may have to see Lomax go into the halves if Saints are going to create anything. There's that kick. Melly's with the chase. Greg Eden just needs to kick this ball dead for me. That's the sensible option. And there goes the half-time hooter. That 40 minutes has absolutely flown by. It's been an absolute blur. But it's great news. Hulkingston Rovers, courtesy of 3 first-half tries, lead St Helens by 16 points to nil. It all got underway in the 7th minute. Saints penalised inside their own half. Travis Burns had a dart for the try line. And then after an eternity of decision-making, eventually Rob Hicks, on the say-so of one of his colleagues, awarded the try for Hulkingston Rovers, who led by 4 points to nil. Dobson converted, and it was 6-0 to the Robins. It got better just 2 minutes later. A great try. Travis Burns put the kick in. Greg Eden was there in support. He got it outside of the right boot. He kicked for the corner. And Alex Brown, as we've seen on several occasions this season, was safe hands. He got the ball and he powered in. Dobson couldn't convert from the touchline, but at 10 points to nil, it was a great start for the away side. It got better on 18 minutes. A great break down the left-hand side. Corey Patterson put the ball back on his outside. It was touched by a Saints player chasing back. It was play on. Greg Eden safely got possession. That customary dive of his over the try line. Dobson converted. Saints, well, they've not respected possession. It's very, very difficult wet conditions here at Lantry Park, but that applies for both sides. And at half time, it's great news. Rovers lead by 16 points to nil.